Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Karen Goodwin. I'm one of your Circle Advisors for ODK. Today for our little professional development minute, I want to talk about the important aspect of leadership, which is establishing healthy boundaries and being able to say no. Saying no to people is one of the hardest aspects of being a good leader, is knowing what you can do and what you can't do, and saying no without hurting someone's feelings and without feeling bad about it. So the first step is that you have to realize what you are capable of and what your limitations are. Knowing your limitations is a very powerful tool to making yourself more effective. Because if you're trying to do things that are not in your skill set, or that you don't have an adequate time commitment to be able to do, then you're going to be less effective at all the other tasks that are falling by the wayside. And not only that, you'll feel terrible, you'll affect your own health. So having healthy boundaries about what you can and can't do is very important. I suggest that you have an actual physical manifestation of how you set your boundaries. I'll give you an example. When I was an undergraduate, I went by the Post-it note system. Every day, I had a Post-it note, and I would write the things I needed to do that day on the Post-it note. And if there was space on my Post-it note, then I could take on something else. But if my Post-it note was full, then I could visually appreciate, this is all that I can handle in this day. And it helped me be able to say no to taking on too much and being unhealthy in my workload and my course load or my obligations. So let's talk about saying no. One of the hardest things about being a good leader is that good leaders often tend to accidentally be people pleasers. And when you really want to make other people happy or avoid disappointing people, it becomes very hard to say no. So there are some quality professional ways that you can say no to others, and practicing these things ahead of time will help you in the moment when it's required of you. So I will give you an example. When someone is asking me for something and they're desperately hoping that I can be the person to solve their problem, but I know because of my healthy boundaries that I'm not able to be that person, then one of the things that I might say, which I can say with compassion and care, but still maintain my firm boundary of saying no, is I might say, I'm so sorry that I don't have that availability to give you. I wish I could help, but I can't. Something along those lines. I don't have that to give, okay? That's a good way to say no. Other ways, just to think of some other solutions, you can say, I'm not able to do that. That's a phrase that you can put in your toolkit. I'm not able to do that. And a lot of times it's helpful to show compassion that you do understand their needs, even though you can't be their solution. You might choose to say something like, if I think of a solution, I will let you know. Or if I think of someone who can meet that need for you, I will tell you. And that helps the person that you've said no to leave without feeling necessarily rejected by your refusal to be the one to help. Sometimes your answer might not be no, but it might be not right now. I'll give another example. I had a situation this semester where my boss asked if I would take on a certain project, myself and a colleague. And we sat down and talked about it, and we decided the project was too big and we could not accomplish it. But we did feel that ultimately in the big picture that we could do a good job with this project. So we made a counter offer. Instead of saying no to my boss, what we said to her is that we think we could accomplish her goals with the project, but we would need we decided on a 3-year plan. We decided to do it in phases. We know that we can accomplish this much right now, but the goal will not be met by the time frame that she was requesting. It won't be perfect immediately. It will require continued revisions. And so we made a counter offer. Not no, but just not right now. And she was very happy with that, because ultimately she just needed to know that her project was in good hands and that it was moving forward. So knowing your boundaries knowing what you can do and what you can't do, practicing how you'll say no to people when that moment comes will help you better equipped to maintain your own health and your own boundaries and your own balance in life without disappointing others, without harming your relationships. It really does come down to practicing ahead of time. I hope that's helpful for you today, and I hope you've had a wonderful semester. I look forward to seeing you guys in the spring.